Welcome back to WASHOE Nevada for episode 23 with me, MrSealyp. Right, well, until midnight, when all the silage I have put through in the biogas plant I get paid for, there's nothing to stop me continuing to make money. As you've already seen, I've taken up the milk, or the second load of milk, so now the milk's back down to pretty much zero from the cows. I've taken up the full load of slurry, so I think I've only got about 2,000 litres of slurry left. That will all add to how much we make. But I am now repurposing fields and I'm on with my canola harvest. Field 11 is done. That has been repurposed. I've just come back down for another load of slurry. Now, I can do this with the field container, I could do it with the tanker, I could take slurry up to refill this. There's all different ways of doing it. I just thought, because I'm quite close to the farm anyway, the easiest way of doing it is just disconnecting the spreader bar and then just going down and getting it with this. Now I've got loads of stuff sitting here waiting. I've got a full load of canola that needs to go and be sold. I've got the planter here ready to put, I'm going to do soybean again, I'm going to do a massive soybean harvest. I've got the fertiliser spreader there waiting, although I'm fertilising the first pass using this slurry. But like I say, field 11 is done. That's got soybean in it. That's now been spread with digestate. It's been planted, or seeded, whichever way you want to look at it. And I've gone back over it again then with the fertiliser spreader. So that is now, that's not a great angle, but that will do for the time being. So that's good to go. This is good to go. What I need to do now then is that harvester's full. So I've now got to go and sell this, bring the truck back, empty the harvester, get the harvester on the go, and then once this field's done I can get all these bits of machinery onto here and pre-prepping. So, what time is it? 10 to 4. I think best price at the moment for canola is at the livestock market. It's only paying, what's that only? It's paying 1,440 I think. So we'll get down there, we'll sell that. I'll get the harvester going and then we'll move on to what I'm going to do with this plot of land just here to the left. what used to be field 9. We're going to make use of it. Which, thinking about it, I've probably already done it, haven't I? You've probably already seen the thumbnail. Regardless, it doesn't hurt to see it all happening. Stop, 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 stop. Ooh, that's heavy. I want to go that way anyway. Right in front of the car. Yes. Wasn't so bad. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah. I've got another contract done. Field 1, I think it was. Was it Field 1? Sure, it was Field 1. Needed fertilising. I think it pays 46 grand. Admittedly, I did put 3 loads of fertiliser into the fertiliser spreader, so that was 7,500. So, still looking at like a 38, 39 grand payout. It's all good. Cover off. Excellent stuff. Right. It's all going rather well. Quite pleased. So 43 grand. So that's an 86 grand haul on one load. Nice. Okay, right, I'm going to go back, unload the harvester. Let's get the harvester rocking and rolling again. And then once field 11A is complete, then I need to move on to... Oh, actually I'm going to have to lease a header, aren't I? Because I've got sunflower in fields 15 and 16. Now, as part of my... The next time all the fields are done, they're all going to be soybean. We'll do a massive soybean harvest again. I kind of rotating around. I've done various different things. I've done soybean before when I had less fields. One field I did grass for a while. Obviously this time round I've done canola and I've done sunflower. All just changes with however I'm feeling at the time, really. I am going to need to do a load of hay. Like I say, if I'm going to buy more cattle, I'm going to need to do more TMR. The option is there to just buy TMR directly, which I could do, I guess. But whilst I've still got stuff in storage to make the TMR, I'm going to make TMR. If I run out, then potentially I might, or I might just buy the resources to do it. I think it's actually cheaper to buy the TMR than it is to buy the resources to make the TMR, which is bizarre, but it is what it is. So, let's crack on. Righty-ho. I'll see you in a minute when this is on the go. Actually, I might as well just carry on. So I thought I'll just duck off and do something else, but I won't. So, and unload this fully and then get the harvester going again. Like I say, I'm hoping once everything pays out at midnight, I can pay this harvester off. It'll be ours. I do like the fact, a lot of people don't like the fact, because this header's not designed for it, it's much bigger. When you drive forward and stop suddenly, the back does lift off the ground. There's a lot of weight, but it does mean, for turning, it's kind of like, I don't know if Americans call it the same thing, doing an endo on a BMX bike. When you hit the front brakes, you rock up on the front wheel and lift the back wheel off the ground. It's kind of like that. You can do that quite quickly, unless you do it while you're turning. The whole harvester kind of turns on a dime. That is an American term, but turns on a sixpence, sorry. Right. Well, I have been told you can put there's a weight. Which weight is it? Is it the one for the Krona? I think it's the Krona weight, is it? I think, or is it the one for the telehandler? It actually goes on the back, and it can weight them down if you wanted to do that. So once this strip's done, I think I've got enough width to get one row down of the slurry spreader, digestate spreader, whatever you want to call it. I'm just trying to keep all the machines up with the lead machine, which at the moment is this. And that's why I think if I can get to a point where I can buy a second harvester, clearing fields will just become a real rapid process. I can turn them over really quickly. So let the work carry on with that. Awesome. I'm going to move the truck and get ready for doing a slurry pass, digestate pass. Sorry. Oh, it doesn't matter if I say slurry. You know I mean digestate, because I'm not using slurry, but it's just to force a habit. That way I haven't got to keep correcting myself. The reason I correct myself is because, believe it or not, there are people that will comment saying, oh, you said slurry and you're using digestate. I know, it's just... we all make mistakes. Oh, well, apparently not everyone does. Some people out there are just perfect. Be nice to be that perfect, wouldn't it? That's better. Press the wrong button. It's funny though, me saying about the fact I've now got over 1 million litres of digestate on hand. That's going to last me a while. That said, field 11 just over there took 2 and a bit loads, so it was knocking on 70,000 litres, I guess. If you then look at every field, and especially when you start getting to the bigger fields, you're going to get through 1 million litres fairly quickly. So you know, it's that kind of, but at the end of the day, while I've got it, it's free, so I might as well use it. It's a bit of going backwards and forwards, and admittedly if I was using the fertilizer spreader, I would be able to do the field in one load. I wouldn't have to go back and that kind of thing, but it doesn't really matter, it's not a problem. Leave that end bit. That side bit I'll do last, because otherwise I'll be wasting a whole load of spread. Right, I think what we'll do now is head down to the main farm for what I'm going to get done. Okay, so while the slurry tanker is filling up with digestate, let's get on with this bit. Oh, that reminds me, I said about the contract and I forgot to collect it. There you go, 46,139 fertilised on field 1 complete. Collect that. Excellent. What we're up to, 752. Cool, right. There were a couple of options I thought about. One, I thought about doing greenhouses here. Because I'm piling up manure over there in the first cow barn. So I thought, well, I can use the manure. I've got water in the water tower and I can go and collect water when I need to, because I do water runs every morning. And then I thought about the vineyards, because I just thought that would be a cool thing to do. And there's a few fun facts actually regarding vineyards, which we're going to have a look at. So I think they're under miscellaneous. Let's go and find them. I'm going to do one white grape and one red grape. I could have sworn they were in here. There we go. They're only 12,000 each. Whereas if I buy a greenhouse, the greenhouse is they're 25 grand a pop, unless I do the cucumber one, which is 9 grand. Now, interestingly, up until 1990, Nevada had no wineries, none at all. It was illegal. Couldn't have them. That was changed in 1990, and up till recently there were only 4 wineries, I think it was, in the state of Nevada. However, they weren't allowed to. They were restricted, so that if the county had more than 100,000 people, they couldn't have a winery, which is an interesting one. So Washoe and Clark counties couldn't have vineyards or wineries because they had more than 100,000 inhabitants. But that got changed in 2015. That law was overturned and changed, and since then another winery has opened. So they've got 5 wineries in the state of Nevada now. So I can have a winery. I thought I'd better check, because I thought about doing a vineyard, and I thought I guarantee someone will say we haven't got them, there aren't any, that kind of thing. So I thought I'd do a bit of research. Now, the soil locally around Nevada has a very high boron content. I don't know what that actually means, but it can be quite difficult to grow grapes. However, favourable facts are that with ample sunshine and low humidity, which obviously Nevada has, it decreases the risk of rot and mildew, and then you don't need to use fungicides as much as you would do in necessarily other places. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I was looking up to try and find what grape types they do, and it was a little bit trickier to find. Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Frontenac. There's a German one, Gewürztraminer, I think it is. Lacrosse, Merlot, Riesling, Roussillon, Ruby Cabernet, Petit Syrah, Semillon, Syrah, Tempranillo, and Zinfandel are all different grapes, apparently, that are grown in and around Nevada. So that's what we're going to be doing. I just thought I'd throw that in, a bit of interesting information. You might find it interesting, you might not. But let's have a look then. Let's get a white grape vineyard. Now it should let me place it there. Am I level? I think I'm pretty level. How far over can I come? Just thinking actually. If I put one there, will I get another one next to it? How much room does it need? Oh, come on. Oh, I've probably put that way too far over now then. I was hoping I'd get 3 in here, but maybe not. Okay, let's go with the red grape one. If I swing that one round, and what we'll do is we'll have them facing that way, filling them up. There we go. Oh, maybe I should have done the other one a bit further over. There we go. Right, so we now have vineyards, which is quite cool. That's going to need a little bit of landscaping, I think. I'm going to leave the green grass there, because obviously this would need to be sprayed. Oh, shall I? I don't know. I might have a fiddle around with that. I'll have a look at the ground texture. I'll have a fiddle around. But they are going to need water, and they are going to need manure, which we can bring over. That's no problem at all. And we can start producing some grapes for some Washoe wine. Sounds good to me. I'm just thinking actually, would I be able to get a greenhouse on here as well maybe? I'll have a fiddle around. Maybe we'll get a greenhouse on here as well. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this back up, because obviously the field's almost finished up on field 11A. I'll get that going. And what I'll do is I'll do a bit of landscape. Well, it's not landscape, it's more texture in the landscape, and I don't need to actually do anything on the landscape. And let's get that sorted out, because the ground is fairly dry and arid, isn't it? So I don't suppose we'd have green grass growing up through the middle of it, but I'll have a fiddle around and see what I can do. And then we'll get some water in them, we'll get some manure in them. Excellent. So very exciting. So think of a name for the wine. A MrSealyp Merlot maybe, or a Sealyp Sauvignon. I don't know. I could just, we'll have a play around with it. So this is the last of the canola off of field 11A. Didn't do too bad actually. Full load of 60,047, 107,228 litres off of field 11 and 11A. As you've just seen, I've done a little bit of texturing and I've placed a greenhouse too. I'm going to do some tomatoes, why not? And that's just pretty much paid for the greenhouse, so all good. Nice, let's go. So once I've sorted out manure and water at the vineyards and the greenhouse, I need to sort out the header for the... I was thinking of getting a Helianthus header. The only downside to them is they need to go on a trailer because they don't fold, whereas the corn headers do. And the corn header will do sunflowers, so just kind of makes more sense that way. I'm going to need the truck actually because I need to put some water into the tanker to put water into the... I think I probably need to top up the cattle's water as well. So we'll have a look at that. We'll do it all in one hit while I've got water in there, I might as well. There's that annoying little bit of grass that it allowed me to place it, but now says that it's not my land, I don't own it. So what I might have to do is just buy that plot of land temporarily, just do the landscaping, otherwise it's going to annoy me, and then sell the plot back. I think it's probably the best bet. Actually, let's have a look. What does it cost? Oh, 216 grand. Well, I've got enough money to buy it. So I don't want to buy it because at the end of the day it's just mostly this mountainside. I can't do a lot with it. But if I buy it, I can do the tiny little bit I need to along this edge, then sell it back. So I'll probably do that. Right. What am I going to need? There's me saying what should I do next. What I should have done was do water first. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? So let's grab the tanker. As soon as I had the lorry, that was the whole point of having the lorry, was to get the water in the tanker. Now I could get a smaller tanker trailer, and I kind of have mentioned that before, but there's no point. If I'm doing water runs and fuel runs and I've got the water tanker sitting here, I might as well just use this. Now what I have done every now and again is put water into the water tower. I'm not too sure how much I've got in here at the moment. But what you'll see as well, I don't know if I've mentioned it already, over at the cows I have put in a cheeky standpipe. Because I do find them easier. I know it's not the done thing. 80,000 litres, that's alright. I'll fill this up, I'm not going to need it, but I'll fill the whole thing up anyway. Yeah, the standpipes I love, and if you haven't seen one, if it's the first time you're watching my channel, this series, whatever it might be, I can't remember who the mod maker was, but when you install it, it's under miscellaneous, and it is... If you've seen this already, I do apologise, and I know I've mentioned it before, but I love it. The water standpipe, 1,500 to place. And then your water's free, because in essence it's put a standpipe in for you. But it's tiny, takes up no space at all, and you can put it right up close to buildings, the water troughs. It's brilliant. It's such a good mod. And that's one of those ones that I will use over and over again, without any shadow of a doubt. On every single Let's Play I'll be using the standpipe. I don't mind going and collecting water, absolutely not. And if there's a water point somewhere around a farm, I'll use that one, of course I will. But you often find there isn't one, or you've got to go a long way to get it, and realistically if you had a farmyard you're going to have access to water somewhere. I'll show you that in a minute. what we need to do now is find triggers for these. Which is right there. How much is it going to take? A huge 2,000 litres, but we do have greenery. But I don't think we'll have grapes yet, will we? Until we do the manure. Or does it do the grapes as well? We'll have a look. Fantastic. Oh yeah, the grapes are on there. Fantastic. And then what I'll do is I'll back up to our greenhouse. We'll get our water in there as well. Well, I suppose I could invest in a smaller one, so when I'm just topping up, if these only take 2,000 to fill them, I could get the 8,000 litre one which Jim provides as well, because it's going to be a lot easier than lugging this around all the time, isn't it? That probably would make more sense, wouldn't it? Tomatoes, nice. And let's just check on the water situation. I'll show you what I mean about the standpipe. Like I say, I can't remember if I've already showed you. I might have already showed you, but here, right here, look. That's right up next to the water thing. So when you want to fill up your water, you can just bring your tanker along empty, and you can literally sit your tanker in that point there. You can fill and empty pretty much all at the same time. This mod is brilliant. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I didn't need to bring the water over here because I could have done it from empty, but I might as well start overloading. Let's make sure they're topped up. Wow, they need a lot. I let that get down quite low, didn't I? Okay. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea. Right, so what I can do now, hopefully. By the wrong side or not close enough to it? Why is that not working all of a sudden? My standpipe's broken. That's weird. Oh, doesn't come with the trigger, there you go. So I'm filling up from it by pressing L3, filling up from the standpipe, and what I can now do, if I press... Oh, maybe I've filled up already. Oh, that was genius. I was supposed to show you, and let's just double check. I'm pretty sure I've obviously just filled this up without even realising, haven't I? Yeah, water's full. Well done, genius. Manure, 68,000 litres. Wow. Okay. What I can do then is put this little bit back. That's what I'll do, is I'll give some to the sheep and then I'll put it back. I'll see you in a minute. We'll get onto the manure, don't worry. We'll get... You're probably not worried at all, but we will get onto it. You're probably not bothered at all. Right then, semi's hooked back up to the grain trailer, which I'm going to need in a little while. What I did do in the last episode was fill up the fuel, and like I say, I realised a lot of my vehicles needed sorting out. This is going to go back over to the store to pick up the corn header for doing our sunflowers in a minute, but I thought I would fill it up first. Yes, please. It's filling up, albeit slowly, I think, because the tank's quite large on this. I've run this quite a lot without putting any fuel in it at all. It does mean we'll be topped up, so... Fantastic. Jump out of that. This goes completely against what I would normally do. My OCD. I thought I'd put it at a slightly jaunty angle rather than kind of perpendicular, all straight lines and kind of north, south, east, west. I put this one at a kind of, I don't know, I just thought it kind of fit there. It just looked right. I don't know why. I just did. I was going to use the skid steer loader, but realistically, if I've got this sitting here with an 8,000 litre bucket, why not? I put the normal wheels back on it after doing all the silage work. Now again, once I've done the initial fill up, what I can do every now and again is just come back and fill up with the smaller one with the skid steer loader, because I won't need to do, you know, a full fill up. It will just be top up after now. Let's get that bucket there. Let's go full load if we can. 8,000 litres, nice. And this is the other great thing, we've got to that point now where our cows are producing, we've got the manure, it's on hand, so I mean, I could have gone and bought it at any time. I could have done greenhouses right from the outset, I could have done the vineyards, but I wanted to be more kind of self-sufficient at that point, you know, and it's working. The whole landscape of the farm and farmyard is changing, and has changed massively since the start of this Let's Play. I cannot thank Jim enough for this map. I'm thoroughly enjoying playing it. As you can probably tell, I'm not doing as many episodes on Lipinki. Unfortunately, the episodes on the co-op multiplayer with Sealy, contrary to our hoping to do one a day kind of thing, have kind of gone on the back burner since she got her exam results, and she did better than she thought she was going to do, or better than she hoped she was going to do, let's put it like that. It's given her some different options to choose for her A-levels, which she's now made her choices, but it does mean she's got a load of prep work to do before she goes back to school in September. Prep work she didn't know she had, because she didn't know what subject she was going to do. So unfortunately, yeah, we kind of, the videos haven't been coming as often as we'd hoped. Did that just keep on filling? Yeah, that's just gone on the floor, hasn't it? That's weird. I wonder what did that. Ah, that's a bit of a problem. It's peculiar. I wonder why I did that. I've picked up a little bit. Let's just check this. Open up our menu. 3,000 litres. Oh, that'll be... Hang on a minute though. So that's 3,000 litres of manure. Yeah, it's obviously just carried on, rather than reaching a fill level and stopping, it's just carried on pouring it out. So I can't figure out why. If this one only takes, is this one 3,000 as well, or is this 2,000? That's 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 and 3,000 by my calculations is 6,000, which means I've got 2,000 litres of manure has disappeared somewhere, which I'm assuming has kind of fallen through, and it's sitting somewhere underneath this. I've got to be careful then. So I don't even think I can get next to that to collect it. Oh, that's annoying. Got a little bit of it. Okay. Be warned. Be warned. I would have had to gone and got another 1,000 litres anyway, but I shouldn't have had to. Right, so I'm only just over 2,000 litres then. Just make sure I don't chuck any down the side. Light's starting to go, 5 o'clock. Well, I do need to buy that plot of land and sort that little bit of landscaping up there. Actually, I think while I do that, I might put a track down the side of here, because I kind of keep driving over the grass, and you wouldn't do in real life, would you? And maybe a little bit more landscaping just to change the face of the farm. That'll do. Fantastic. There we go. We are set. Awesome. Right, we're good. Vineyards, wow, it's cool. I still think we need vineyards, but we need one of those Gregoire Besson grape harvesters for vineyards that stands up and over the top of these, and you run through and it takes all the grapes off so we can actually harvest them. How cool would that be? Be absolutely fantastic. But there we go. Nice addition to the farm. Brilliant. I'll take that back in just a second. What do I need to do next? Header, so I can get on with the sunflower harvest. Oh, I need to set the seeder off over on field 11A. That's what I need to do. Right, I'm going to go and put this away. And I'll get on with those jobs. See you in a minute. Okay, next job then is to get soybean into this. I'm still going for that kind of no-till thing because this is direct drill. I did notice, actually saying that, it wasn't intentional, this whole kind of no-till thing. It suddenly dawned on me. I kept checking the fields after every single harvest and realising that I needed to lime or I needed to, whatever I needed to do. But nothing was coming up for ploughing. I wasn't getting a red state. When I went into the menu, ploughing was turned off. Now I don't recall at any point actually turning ploughing off, but I must have done because it was off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run out to the side. I always get a little bump here that it misses for some reason. I think I might have got away with it this time. And then I'll hire a worker because I tend to go up in a straight line and then I have to come back and do this edge. So if I set the edge first, then we'll be fine. And I'll sort out the half. So now the money has gone down again. I decided to buy another greenhouse. Why not? As you do, So we've got another greenhouse. I've mirrored where it's positioned with the other one. So that's our kind of growing area. Well, they're all growing areas. We're growing stuff in all the fields, you know what I mean though. Our little market garden. Right, so soybeans going in. What I'm going to do when I get to the end here is going to run a strip that way because I'm right on the boundary of what I own, what field is mine. I just prefer to run a boundary that way when the worker's going up and down planting or seeding. It doesn't miss any bits, don't have any errors pop up, Just makes more sense doing it that way. Brilliant. I'm going to miss that bit. Oh no, we got it, that's right. But just my luck, I hadn't come quite over far enough. I'll do the same this side, because this side, if you remember, I didn't do a straight line, it wasn't particularly great. so I need to come over just a little bit so I catch everything, otherwise it doesn't seed where it needs to. Let's come over just a tad more. That should do it. And there we go. Should be alright. I think we're going to catch that edge, aren't we? Yeah, should be right. Okay, that's going to get on with that. And I have also purchased one of those little tanks. I said quite a few people have asked me actually while I'm doing it, I might as well, about the tanker I'm using, the use anything tanker, and it's in miscellaneous. And at the end here, again, I've probably mentioned this before, but this is Lizard MKU32 and the MKU8. These are specific to Jim's maps as well. I think we had them on Mercury in the update. Jim's added these in specifically so you can use the fuel, buying and selling fuel, and you can buy and sell milk, and you can do all those, and the water and stuff as well. So these are only on Jim's maps, these two particular ones. You can get the standard versions in the normal, buying screen. But these are under miscellaneous on Mercury Farms and here, and I would assume they'll be on Sussex Farm when that's done as well. So I've got one of those ones, the Lizard MKU8 as well. So that'll be for doing the stuff around the vineyard and the 2 greenhouses, I think. Fantastic, right, I'll jump out, let the work carry on. Where do I need to go now? Harvester. Right, so I grabbed the skid steer loader, went over to the store and picked up my water container, which I've just filled up with 8,000 litres. What I should be able to do now, provided I don't get caught up, this pulls actually really well. There we go. $2,000 litres in. And then what I'll do is, where should I put it? By one of the vineyards, I guess. I'll just pop it there. We're good for when we need it next. Oh, what I also did, I managed to get around the back of here with the skid steer, and I managed to pick up, there was 1,200 litres that was kind of underneath it, round the back, but anyway, it's all cleared up now. That's good. So that water now can service, see what I mean about, I said I've mirrored kind of that side and that side, so we've got our 2 greenhouses over there. Oh, and that's the other thing I've done. I'll go back this way. I did what I said I was going to do. I purchased the land, put in a strip down the side here, so we've got a track now that runs right down the side. So I found when I was coming back or coming through with the lorry, when I was doing milk, if I was doing slurry, I was just kind of driving across grass. So I put this strip down the side here now, so we've got ourselves a track down the side of the 2 dairy buildings, and all is good, and then sold the land back. So that's cleared that bit out. It's all looking rather nice. Right, I am going to get onto this harvester and go and get the header, and we'll get on with the sunflower harvest. And what I think I better do is let's clean up this mess. I want to try and keep it as clean as I can, as often as I can, so we keep productivity up. Obviously, once I buy more cows, we are then going to need to think of maybe another solution. I know people put straw down in the feed area, so that problem never arises, but I prefer to kind of clean up the mess. It's all part and parcel. Or I could just go backwards and forwards with the skid steer loader, clearing up. It really doesn't matter. Right, so as I said before, the seeding is continuing over on field 11A. I've moved over the slurry spreader, digester spreader, over to field 15, ready for the harvest on there, so all the machinery will gradually move around. I can't believe how much this has changed now, from this being a flat little bit of land where field 9 has gradually been encroached upon. We've now got all this on it. Awesome. So we have arrived at the store, and we have also come to the end of this episode. I'm very conscious of time. I'm going to get the corn header so I can do... Just turn it for a second. So I can do the sunflower harvest on field 15 and 16, which I'm probably going to do off screen now. And then at midnight we'll find out what we've got. So next episode we should have our big payout. We should be increasing our cattle. What do I want? Headers. But yeah, we definitely... Yeah, the helianthus headers are fantastic, but they're just a bit... Why am I being... Because I want corn headers. There we go, right. The biggest we can do... What's that one? 9 metre, the quasars are 12. It's going to be a quasar. Let's be honest, we'll go with the JCB, or was it the Challenger? Challenger we want. We'll release that. Awesome, so I'll sort that out. We'll get on with that. Next time I see you, I should be a lot wealthier. Should be a lot wealthier. And we can get on with more. Fantastic. I might put a building actually for our winery down over where we put the vineyards. Just a small little shack or something. Because if it's going to be a winery, we need somewhere for the barrels and things like that to go. But there you go. Like I say, we have come to the end of another episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do. Thanks for watching.